Hey guys, welcome. This is Skadoosh, and we're going to take a look at this game called Timber and Stone. The developers have just released a version 1.7. It is still very, very early in its beta process, but it's quite cool. You get to run a little town of settlers and do a little mining and construction and level them up as they go with their skills, fight some monsters, farming, that kind of thing. So it's a little city builder, city sim, if you will. So let's go ahead and get started with a new game, and we'll just call this new Settlement Dushtopia and confirm that. We'll go with a large size map. What this is going to do is give you kind of an overlay map of the overall area where you are. As you can see, this is quite interesting, quite intricate, but we can also change it to a 3D view. You can see here you get the snow effect. Oops, let's cancel that one and go here. You can see the biome is grasslands, topography is mountainous, trees are medium, and then your mineralities and your wildlife. So wherever you click, that's going to be where your world is going to generate. Now if I could move this around, I'm using my right click right now and holding it down to move this a little bit. I'd like to build a relatively flat area with some decent trees. Let's go for like right in this area here. Scroll in just a touch and you can kind of see the area has little elevations and whatnot. So what's going to happen is basically, depending on where I place this cursor, it's going to give me 1 or 2 squares in every direction is how it's going to build it. So if I get close to the water, say, actually, you know what, I like this with the little extra little bit of the delta here. So let's go this way, right here. See if I get river. Yeah, see I get river. So a grasslands, flat, medium amount of trees, river, occasional abundant, common occasional, ores are rare, frequent sheep and chicken, and abundant fish. So I can make fishermen. Let's go ahead and confirm that. So now what's going to happen is from this overview map, it's going to zoom in and, like I said, give you 2 or 3 sections in every direction of where I clicked. And generate a full-sized map, and we'll see that here shortly. It just takes a moment for it to finish generating. It's very good so far. I've played a few rounds and had some good times with it. Now this is our map. So as you can see, this is the actual play map. I'm using my mouse wheel button to click and hold so I can move around, pan the views, and I kind of like this. It's quite a few little sections, if you will, and there's this water area here, big massive water area. This massive area right here, I could probably take this as my starting area. This is kind of a neat view. Really, really interesting landscape. I like this a lot. It's a lot of intricacies and water and little bits and pieces, little small island there. And I think I like this. So let's take this and turn it around. What do you say we start on this little segment here versus the big segment over here? I think that'll work. We can eventually later on build bridges and whatnot to the other areas. So yeah, this will do. So what you do from this point is you find your location. You say you want to settle here. Now you can click the go back button. It'll bring you back to that overview map, and you can select a new location to regenerate a new world like this. So I'm going to just say settle here. And now it's going to ask me to place my starter wagon wheel here, my wagon, where I want to get started. So I would like to get started near this back section of water here, and maybe go right about here. All right, position has been chosen. Again, I can still go back, or I can start the game. All right, now we're in, and these are our first settlers. I think there's 8 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, 8 of them. Let's take a look at what we've got. Let's open our resources panel and take a look through all of our gear. We probably do not have armor, which we do not. They usually do not start you with armor and 1 short bow and a few arrows. So you can assign someone as a lookout, as an archer. Some hand tools. We have 1 hammer, we have 2 picks, we have 1 axe, and we have 1 hoe. Hoe, yo. All right. Processed materials. We have some coin, 23. We have some twine and rope. We We have a bit of cloth. That's it. And our raw materials, we have some food, decent amount of food for now. Some stone and wood, which we will start to gather here in a moment. One feather, animal hide, some wheat, some wool, copper, and iron. All right. So then we come down to our seeds. We have 7 carrots, 4 flax, and 4 pumpkin seeds. Now, the flax seed can be turned into fibers, which you can then later on turn into twine and whatnot. But what's really important for early game is the wheat seeds, and maybe later game as well. But the wheat seeds help you, of course, to grow wheat, and the wheat is the main source of food for any domesticated animals. So if you had chickens and you wanted to feed them, or pigs or whatever, and you wanted to feed them, as of right now, and I don't know for version 1.7 if they've changed it, wheat is the only source of food that animals can eat, so you really kind of need that wheat. So we won't focus on getting animals right at the beginning here because we don't have a way to sustain them. So that's good to know for that. There's our resources. Let's go ahead and set up an area where we're going to call our main hall. And this is really just to say this is our main area where my guys should return to. Traders will come to. I'll build my starting section of my settlement. I can move this later on and put it actually inside of a building. But for right now, since we don't have a building, I'm going to put it right here underneath my guys and gals. I'm also going to look at taking down some trees. So let's go ahead and do some removal of trees. We're going to chop down the mature trees. And we'll just take a big section like this and chop down the mature trees. You can see it didn't select this little tree, but it did pick the big trees that are quote-unquote mature. Of course, you'll want to let your trees grow to their full size so they can get, I guess that's not full, the maximum amount of wood out of them. Not that one. We'll go over to here. And also, if you notice, there's a fog of war now. You see the 2 different colors. You'll see that more as my guys start to move around a little bit. Let me scroll out a little here and turn us around. And again, I'm using my center mouse wheel to pan left, right, up, down. And my right click to rotate, and of course scrolling the mouse wheel will zoom in and out, and my left click to select, and all that good stuff. You can also use the WASD keys to pan and zoom, or pan, should I say. I think you can, let me see, up, down. Oh, there's another thing too. This game is one of those where it's layered. So if you notice in the upper left corner underneath the day in the morning, it says depth 47. If I use my page down key, it'll start to page down the different layers. And as you'll see here in a moment, it'll actually start to cut the layers down to where you can see. Here we go. If you see over here, page up and page down. And then it'll take the layers away for where you are. So here's my guys. And this is actually underneath my guys and all the way down to the bottom. So this kind of gives you a good idea of what things maybe you need to level them off if you're having a difficult time kind of viewing them, where some elevations maybe that you want to maybe build a lookout tower of some kind to help fight off skeletons or monsters or whatnot. But your page up and page down keys help you with that. All right, so we've got the trees set. Let's go ahead and say I want to go back. Dig and mine, and as you saw here, some of these here I want to level them off. So let's go with this one here first because it's the closest. And what we'll do is we'll just select so that I'm not flat on the ground. I want one of these elevated ones right here. And I want to take all of this and click. There we go. And I'll start it here, and I'll go this way and click. And it'll only highlight the ones that are on that same level. So if I actually chose the ground and went underneath it, it would go underneath and actually dig a hole. I don't want to do that. Here the same thing. I want to take these rocks down, take this stone down. Again, I don't want to go to the ground just yet. I want to go just above the ground level, and then get all of that. You can see the ones above it are not selected, so it's just that one level. It's not below, not above, just that one level. So that can help you a little bit with selecting tasks for your guys. Let's get this upper level as well. And let's just take this stuff all down. I may want to have this flat later on. Oops. There you go. All right, that should be good for that. Let me back up a little bit. And this one here too. Okay, so we'll take this one. This one actually you can see there's a ridge all along here. I don't want to go all the way to the ground with this one because it'll just be a pain. So let's take this piece here off. It's going to bust into this too, so let's just go this way here. I don't want to take too much of that off and have it all distorted. There we go. That should do it. Yeah. All right, and this, and this. And that should keep my guys, kind of going for the first few minutes. They've got something to mine into. They've got some trees to cut down, help me with my supplies. That'll give me a little bit of dirt, a little bit of stone. I can then start building and going from there, and maybe upgrading some things or building more tools. All right. So speaking of your fellows here, your men and women here of your settlement, if you press the letter U key on your keyboard, you'll bring up a unit list, and you can see a list of all your settlers and the current job and their skill level at the current job. So very nicely, we have a level 4 forager, which is nice. Level 4 infantries. Some level 2s and 3s. Here's another 4 for a tailor, which we don't really need right off the bat. We don't need tailors. We don't have anything to tailor. We don't even have any cloth to make. But we do need wood choppers, and as you can see, nobody has been designated as a wood chopper. So this tailor, who I do not need at the moment, who is level 4, which is excellent, I'm going to make him my wood chopper for now. In fact, yeah, we'll just do that. I would like to have a trader, so I may look into this in a second. I don't need the tailor. The stonemason, we would like to have one of them. They'll help us to create stone implements for walls and for other structures. Miners, we're going to need more than one of those. I'm going to actually look at getting 2 of those, and the blacksmith we don't need just yet because we don't have any ore or metals to work with. So we'll take this blacksmith here and make him the miner. Stonemason, miner, infantry we don't need just yet. We're not in combat. We can always flip somebody over to infantry, so we'll take you off of this momentarily. A herder we don't need just yet, again, because we are not capable of sustaining animals because we don't have wheat. So we'll take this herder and make him another miner, or woodcutter, or carpenter. We already got a carpenter here with level 3. You know what? Fisherman. We don't have a fisherman. Oop. You're a fisherman. The forager, I'm going to leave the forager out there and going, because what that person will do is go out there and find berries. He'll also go out and scout out and find monsters and help identify where animals are. So if we do want to pick up the chickens or whatever, we can pick them up and bring them back at some point in the future. And once I am able to create a knife, the forager will actually go out and cut down tall grasses, and that will help us to produce wheat and wheat seeds. So he needs to be there. So let's see. Let's just go ahead and review this real quick. We have 1 carpenter, which is fine. We need to have a carpenter. Fisherman is good. Forager is good. Herder we don't need. Infantry we need to reassign this guy here. So do I want more wood or do I want more mining? Let's just go with the woodcutter for now. So 2 woodcutters, 2 miners, 1 stone mason, 1 forager, 1 fisherman, and 1 carpenter. That should be a good start. All right. Now another thing you want to also do is to jump into your characters and then take a look at their statistics. So your first tab here is just your general statistics: name, health, morale, courage, and hunger. Some various traits, and some of these actually can be negative to you. You can have some that are untrustworthy or something like that, and their morale will slowly go down. The second tab here is just a quick overview of that particular settler's skills in a different form here. Their inventory, if they're carrying anything or if they're overly encumbered, the kind of equipment they're maintaining. And you can also tell them to maintain an inventory and then tell them what pieces they should always keep in their inventory. So if you have someone who is, say, a builder, and you want him to always keep a hammer in their inventory, you can tell them keep 1 hammer. So even if they're not doing something, they always have a hammer on them, just so they don't have to go back and get one, and then it takes a little less time. Or you can also tell them to maintain a sword in their inventory in case they're out and about building something and they get attacked. They can switch over to the sword right quick. And then the final one here, this is where you want to take a look at the very beginning, is some of the autonomy and settings for each character. Now, I don't really mess with the sleep so much. Rest when injured makes sense. Rest when your health is below 80%, sure, makes sense. The notifications show notification bubbles. If the tool breaks, I don't need to know that your tool breaks. Just go get another one. Resources collected, I don't need to know that you did that. Resources crafted, I don't need to know that you did that. But show the bubbles of any kind of other notifications. That's fine. And autonomy, I like to put all of my folks on wait in the hall while idled. Now, this is the chop nearest tree. This is probably this guy here. Yep, this gal here, who is a woodcutter, so they're going to chop the nearest tree. But I like to, at least in the beginning, set up my trees manually, just to kind of get a control of what we're doing. So what you can do is move to the next one, and I use the bracket key to move to the next character, left and right bracket. And again, here's another settler. I pretty much just say wait in the hall, and I go to the next guy, wait in the hall, wait in the hall, wait in the hall, etc., etc. Oh, this is the listings, or the skill listings, or autonomy listings for the forager. Oddly enough, if you assign someone as a forager, you really got to tell them go gather berries, because there are so many options. You can say loot the dead if you find anything dead, dispose of the dead once they're dead. I guess that's another option here. Hunt chicken, hunt sheep, hunt or harvest wild wheat, and hunt boar. Once you have some kind of weapon, you can go hunt, and once you have a knife, you can get the wild wheat, which is also a weapon. So the next guy, wait. Okay, looks like everybody's set up for waiting in the hall while they're idle, so they'll all stick around this area. They won't just kind of wander off or be somewhere and be like done with their job and stay there. And I think we're ready. So we'll take it off of the pause, which you initially start with. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's see. Let's go to the first speed here and see what we're doing. All right, we got some folks who went and grabbed their tools. He's gonna start picking away at those rocks. All right, how do you expect me to fish when I ain't got a fishing pole? I need an axe. So right off the bat, we'll go ahead and pause it one more time. And I need to create a fishing pole and an axe. So we'll look through here at our resources, come down to our hand tools, and see if I have what it takes to make a fishing rod. It takes 2 twine, which I have 1, so I don't have the ability to make a fishing rod just yet. It also takes a level 3 carpenter, which I think my guy is, but and it takes 2 raw wood, and I have 8. So I could make it if I had 1 more twine. Now, can I make another twine? Let's go look at that. So let's go look at processed materials. Look at twine, I have 1. It takes animal fur, which I have 0. So no, I can't make another twine. I can't make this guy a fishing rod. I probably need to reassign him. My other guy right over here, he wanted an axe, and I know I have enough stuff for the axe. I have, oops, wrong one, hand tool. Axe, stone axe, and I can currently make him an axe. Now my stonemason will go through and set up that axe with the materials, and then put it into the wagon, and then he'll go grab the axe out of the wagon. We can watch all that happen here. This is our stonemason right here, so watch them work. Here he goes. He's going to pick up the materials now, create the stone, and you can see it here, stone axe in your queue. Cancel that. How do you expect me to fish when I ain't got a fishing pole? And as soon as he creates the axe, he's going to go snag it, and he's going to go start choppy. There he goes. Now, does this guy need a pick? You know why he's winding around here? He's a builder, right? No, he's the carpenter. Never mind. How do you expect me to fish when you know what I expect you to do? Something else, buddy. Something else. So let's go to your stuff. What do you got? You can be my trader. How's that? Since you can't fish, you can trade. And right now, that's another thing I need to do. I am not sure how the game handles roads yet. I haven't quite figured out all the ins and outs. But I do know that the roads bring traders and new settlers to your base. And that needs to be connected to your hall for some reason. It's just like part of the game mechanics that there's, it's just in the early stages. So it's always advisable to at least have one piece of road, one chunk of road coming from each side leading back to your base. And you can have one big road go all the way around your map, but I actually like to do it this way. Just come in and put me a road right into there. Boom, like that. So now I've got And I can probably take that one off here. Doesn't matter. I got a road coming from this side. I got a road coming from this side, both leading to my base. And because I'm kind of surrounded on this water here, I'm not going to get one from that side, and I'm not going to get one from that side way over there. But this should be sufficient. If somebody does populate from there, they can't get over here anyway because I don't have a bridge yet. So I'm still in my early stages. But at least this just should start somebody coming. We should get traders. We should also get more settlers as the time progresses. So there's that. Another thing to do too is keep an eye out too for removing the stumps. You want to cut them down, and if you manually mark a tree, you can do both. But for some reason, the game mechanic doesn't go for the stumps right away. See, he just left it there. That damn stump, dude. I don't know why you don't want to put it down. Oh, another guy in need of a pickaxe. Who's this? Oh. So let's just do this. Let's do a stone pickaxe. And here's another thing you can do too. Maintain in storage. So always maintain one in the storage. So when he creates one and he takes it, he'll go make another one. So there's one always sitting in storage waiting. It's one way to kind of help maintain your stuff. I can also do the same thing for stone axes. So I can do stone axe, maintain one in storage, or 10 if you want to, if you get to that point where you've gotten further into the game. Stone pick, stone axe. He's walking real slow. He must be full. Stone hoe. We should start doing some food with my farmers. We'll hold off on that for just a second. Can I create the knife yet? Wood and standard ingot. Let me see here. Materials. I do have copper. This is good. I do have copper. So let me do this. Let me say to make copper standard ingot, I need a forge. So let's do this. Objects, workshops. I need a forge, stone forge. What's that? Stone forge. All right, so let's put the stone forge, say, right here. What does it need? Dirt and stone. Perfect. I can do that. All right, and while we're sitting here, let's go ahead and make a workbench. That right here. And a timbering bench. Put that right. Use the space bar to rotate, by the way. There. And what else can I make? Artisan workbench I don't need yet. Still don't have enough for the anvil. It says I just need a forge. Oh, I just have to make the copper now. I bet you I need an anvil to make the knife. I do. Well, I need more. Oops, escape key. I need more twine and string and whatnot. Removes the stumps. Are you mature yet? Yes, mature. Boom, boom. Cut it all down. How about you? You're a sapling. Okay, never mind. And you, sapling. And you, mature. Boom, boom. Alright, so we're going pretty well. I got my little forge guy here. What is he doing? He's forging well. Does he have a knife? Nothing. Oh, they must have changed it. That's excellent. So, prior to version 1.7, your forger required a knife in order to cut down the wheat and then, of course, to gain wheat seeds from the wheat. He doesn't have a knife, and he seems to be doing it. So he must have, the developer must have changed that, because that was quite a difficult bottleneck to task my guys with, and not have a way to gain wheat, especially in the beginning of the game. So this is good. So he's going to start with that, and that means we can actually do farmers. So let me go here and look at what I've got. I probably want to run a farm right here on this side. Not enough inventory space to continue work. Oh, and we're running out of storage too. Wood and masonry. All right, I got so many things to do here in the beginning. So here's another thing we need to create is a object storage wood and do a raw wood stack. We'll put that over here next to the wood pile. It's right here next to it. It's fine. And we'll do a storage masonry stockpile. Put that next to the masonry workbench. Okay. So here she goes. Here's a woodcutter. She's going to create the stockpile for wood, and you can watch it go from 40 to 120. And here's the masonry one. We can go from 40 to 340. Yeah. You can also, some of these you can come through and do an upgrade. So you can click it to say upgrade, and somebody will eventually come along and upgrade that as well. We'll just do the first initial upgrade for that. Looking good, looking good. Now, back to my, what was it, farm. So let's go over here, and as soon as he cuts this tree down, it will be good. But let's look at what we've got for, not that, for farms. Farm. Wheat. Now, I do have to wait because he has the wheat seeds. So you can look here at his inventory. He's got 3 wheat seeds. But I can also lay this out. So what I want to do is come right along the edge of this. Here. Maybe a 10. Maybe a 3 by 10 of wheat right there. Now, cancel that. Who was my guy who was doing nothing? Oh, that's big. Cut that down. You are Sunshine, my trader. You are my stonemason. You are my carpenter. You are... let's see here. Who can I do as a farmer? 2 miners that are kicking it right now. I need to have those guys still mining. Because I need them to find ores. I got nothing to show you here in a second. Let me see. Who can I already put my fisherman on something else. Forager's going. He's kicking. Mason is good. Trader. Right now, I don't have anybody trading, so I'm going to put you as my farmer. Here you go, buddy. Start the farmy stuffs. Alright. Nothing to show you. You see here, this is a piece of ore that could not yet be mined. Here's another piece of ore that is probably coal. What you can do is any square, any stone, you can hold your mouse over and press the letter Q, and it'll give you some information. Here's stone, here's grass, here's a berry bush, here's a tree, and here's iron ore level 8. So you need to have a level 8 miner in order to mine this this ore. The coal is level 5. Let's see what else we got. Anything else over here unearthed? Unearthed arcane. There's some down here on the edge. You can see here. There's a tin level 6. There's a copper level 3. So you can tree level, cut down the stumps. There you go. You can use the letter Q in order to see. Oh, here we go. Here's a few more here. Level 8, level 6. So they're going to take a moment to get that done. And as they level up, they'll come back and get those later on, but you can still see they're highlighted here. So, as of right now, I think we're good to go. My farmer hasn't started. Do I have any wheat seeds? No wheat seeds. Have you put them back yet, bro? Back to wheat seeds. Yeah. As soon as his encumbrance is high enough, if you look right now, his encumbrance, courage is good, hunger is good, morale is good. Where's encumbrance? Here it is. 7.4 out of 12. And they can go up to 16. So as soon as you get, like if I put it down to 8, right? As soon as they get to 8, 7.6, he'll empty his stuff, right? 7.6. 7.6. Forget this. Put down to 7. So as soon as you finish that, he should get the message to go dump his stuff. See? So you can change their encumbrance limit But just keep in mind, if you put it up to full encumbrance, there you go, you see it all going down, boom, 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 boom. As soon as the seeds go in, the farmer will start. I can put it back up to 12. But if I were to put it all the way up to 16, they can actually get to the point where they can't move. And they'll be so encumbered that they can't do anything. So there, we have 4 seeds now. The farmer will come along and plant those 4 seeds and start them growing. So this is just a quick look at Timber and Stone. I hope you enjoy it. Let me cancel that. Resume game. I hope you find it interesting. I hope you enjoy playing it. The night cycle has just started, so it's getting a little dark right now. And at night, sometimes monsters come, which is a bad thing because right now nobody has weapons. I can probably create clubs. Ooh, there's a sheep. Let me remove the stump there on that one too. But it's pretty neat. You can eventually, of course, build buildings and castles, and you can dig into the earth. And right now, the earth is only the land is only a few blocks deep. Hopefully, they'll have something implemented in the future where you start more of a mid-level, and there's more to dig under you and more to dig up, or maybe climb up if there's mountains. Right now, it seems to start you at a very low level, but that may come in a future update. We'll see. So this is it. This is pretty cool. And again, this is Skadoosh signing off. I hope you all have a great day. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.